What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Deep Rhythm, and we are back with another video. We got a special video for y'all today. So today we got a special video we want to make. This one regarding central order and alignment. So let's go ahead and get right into the video, right? So the first thing I want to talk about in this video is the aspect of technique, right? So the important thing to have, in terms of your alignment is corrective, correct technique and correct form and everything, right? So, for instance, what I mean by this is proper body alignment, because sometimes when we get into a lot of spaces and we got a lot of projects, we get to doing a lot of things at once. Sometimes it can be hard to manage from where we're at in terms of location and in terms of exactly what it is, we're doing and what we should be thinking about. Proper management of what we're thinking about, where we are at, and what we're doing is very important. And I think that is the key thing to understand in terms of progression, because sometimes it can be difficult. That's why technique is so important. Because when you get into, when you have many different projects and many things going on at once, it's important to have proper technique and your technique being sound. Because if you have proper technique, you can pour more focus into what you should be, what you should be having your mind on, right? Because a lot of things can happen at once, and a lot of things can be having to, be in the midst of taking place simultaneously. And when things, take place simultaneously, like in a basketball game, you have to be able to be sure and have confidence that the things that you have, that things run smoothly. You have to be sure and confidence of things that you have running on autopilot, almost like building a system, right? Almost like building a controller, right? Or a remote, right? When you're building a system, right? You want to make sure that the things that you have, that are running on autopilot are running smoothly and they're doing exactly what they're intended to do. So you should write down these things, and you should, consciously get it stuck in your mind and reiterate, on your free time, what it is that these things that you have on autopilot do. And this is important because now, this way that when you do get running on what you're trying to do, now consciously that these things are running on autopilot, and exactly what function is, so you don't have to worry about it. It's almost like it's envisioned with where you're going and what you're doing, because now you don't have to have your mind on it, but your vision stays clean and stays clear on exactly where you're going consciously, because you've reiterated in your mind exactly, the functionalities, and you're sure, positive 100% of the functionalities or the systems, the systems that you have running in place on autopilot. So that's the important thing to understand. For example, like say when you work out, you lift, right? Or you may bike, these systems run automatically in a game. You know exactly what they're going to do, and they're going to be on autopilot as you shift and move around with your, on the court. You know what I'm saying? When you drive, when you take it to the hoop, when you do these other things, now the systems that you have in place, are running on autopilot, and you don't have to worry about them. This is like training your body. When you get on the basketball court, this is like training corrective exercise, when you get on the basketball court. And this is what's very important and what makes the key difference in terms of what separates, professionals that actually, hang around a long time, like real professionals, from the other cats, right, who may be younger, right? It's your body, right? Your level of strength, physical strength, and your body alignment, corrective exercise, making sure your body is in proper alignment. That way, when you do step on the court, you function more smoothly and better. That's why technique is so important. And you know, that's why that regard is so important, because now, when you have proper body alignment and you have proper functionings, you're able to, proper technique in what you do. Now you're creating systems that run on autopilot, and this is important because when now you can focus more on other things, and you don't have to worry about these things. You don't have to have your mind so cluttered because you've already done these things. You do these things every day on a consistent basis. This is a discipline. You know what's there. You know what's going to be there, right? Because it's discipline. You do it every day and you don't have to worry about it, right? So now you can focus on other things. You know what I'm saying? Now you can focus on this and this and this, like the other things you have to focus on doing and running these smoothly, right? Because you discipline these things to run on autopilot. So that's the important thing, that way you can actually focus on other things and too many things don't come at you at once, and you're able to focus specifically, on what it is you're trying to do. And, and you don't have to, worry about other things, and things can be more smoothly and more intended, right? So that's the important thing we wanted to talk about in this video. It's really just discipline and having systems in place, which is just being disciplined. And, that way you can focus on other things and things don't get too confusing and things don't go, become too much or become all over the place, right? So that's the important thing we wanted to talk about in this video. So to go a little bit deeper, because we do want to expand on this topic. That's the important thing to do. Go check out my other channel, Deep Art. We're gonna have more information on this video right here. But peace, love. Hopefully, whomever was able to get something out of this, and we're out this joint.